Hey everyone, we saw the first footage from the Assassin's Creed movie with Michael Fassbender. Terry, give the folks a little bit of an idea of what we saw.
Thanks, Jim. So this footage basically opened up with Michael Fassbender's character being taken into the Abstergo facility, which is, you know, the modern day sort of mysterious organization that is the backbone of the Assassin's Creed games, and he's being told by Marion Cotillard's character that people don't know he exists anymore. He is legally deemed dead, and he sort of goes through and sees what the Abstergo facility looks like. But the real exciting moment is when he learns about the Animus a little bit, which, you know, fans of the game know is what will send his character into the past. In this trailer, though, it looked a lot different than it does in the games. It's like this really wide, almost like ancient style big facility, and there's this massive mechanical arm that comes down and grabs him, and basically you sort of keep comparing it to the Matrix, where it's like he's getting plugged in, and that's really the big CGI moment in the trailer. After that, it's this whole montage of showcasing the amazing physicality and action in this movie. It looks a lot like this this photo that they released, but it really is very stylized. If you're familiar with the Macbeth movie that came out recently, it has that sort of feel to it, and it's a lot of the parkour that fans were really hoping that they would be able to translate into the movie, you know, running over the rooftops and these amazing shots showcasing the stunts. A couple shots of this interesting lady assassin who we don't know too much about, but she seems mysterious because she pops up.
Sick moves.
Yeah, she popped up a couple times, but the real money shot in the trailer is the very last scene at the end, and it's this big wide shot that shows the Eagles dive that every player in the game will know, but I think a lot of people were like, can they pull this off in the movie? And it looks like someone is actually diving off a building. It's just the stunning shot of Milan as I'm assuming as Michael Fassbender's character dives off, and it sold me on it.
Yeah, I have to say that the thing that jumped out to me the most about the film is the visual style of the period elements, that it wasn't, for a fantastical premise, you actually feel more like you are there in the past kind of vibe to it, which I really liked. It doesn't feel like there was an awful lot of CG. It felt very practical and tactile in a way.
And this is a franchise that you're not super familiar with either.
I'm not overly familiar with it. I know the gist of it and all that jazz. So all the period stuff really grabbed me. I liked the visual style of it. It felt different from other video game movies. But I think the element of the trailer that we saw that didn't really sit as well with me was the contemporary stuff, because it had that sort of cold antiseptic kind of vibe,
in the Abstergo
sterile
facility.
kind of thing. Yeah, that I've seen in Hitman, I've seen it in other things, but you know, it didn't really grab me as much. Although it's very classy cast, Marion Cotillard and Jeremy Irons. We saw little bits of them in the trailer, as well as Fassbender. But overall, I like the whole Matrix meets Kingdom of Heaven thing.
I do think that it was really smart that they didn't really hit you over the head with like, this is a video game adaptation. The fact that you walked out and you were intrigued and interested, like obviously you knew it was Assassin's Creed, but it wasn't like you were an avid player of the game where you were interested simply because of that. And I think that was a really interesting selling point. I am a little bit nervous about the Abstergo stuff and how much depth, how good of a story is that going to be, because I think unlike the games, the movie is going to have to rely more on that present day storyline. And if it's as generic as some of the storylines we've seen, like Hitman movies, or you know, even some of the Tomb Raider movies, I think that will miss a huge part of the draw. I think that will be a really big missed opportunity. But I have faith. I mean, I walked out of it and I was like, I feel like they just nailed it.
Oh, I want to see more. I definitely want to see more. I thought overall it looked good.
Yeah, the fighting and the parkour was just like, I feel like it's exactly what people were hoping for.
Yeah, you really do feel like there are actual people fighting and not just CG characters running up against each other. So.
And if there's wire work, they hit it really well.
Great. Well, hopefully we'll all be seeing this trailer online soon. We want to know, though, what are your big hopes and fears for the Assassin's Creed movie? What elements of the games do you really want them to nail? For all things movies and Assassin's Creed, keep it here on IGN.